Credit cards. For many, they're a symbol of financial freedom, a convenient tool for managing expenses and making purchases. They were originally designed to help people, to offer a flexible way to pay and build a financial future. But somewhere along the way, a subtle, almost invisible mechanism was introduced into the system. A loophole that would fundamentally change the relationship between people and their debt, trapping millions in a cycle that's incredibly difficult to escape. This isn't a story about reckless spending. It's a story about a system that was designed, perhaps unintentionally at first, to profit from debt itself. It all started with a seemingly harmless feature, the minimum payment. When you get your credit card bill, you see two numbers, the total balance and a much, much smaller number called the minimum payment. Banks and credit card companies began to set these minimums incredibly low, often just 1 or 2% of the total balance. On the surface, this looked like a customer-friendly move. Times are tough? Don't worry, just pay a small amount. It gave people breathing room. It felt like a safety net. This low barrier to payment allowed people to pay less each month while continuing to spend. It created a false sense of affordability. That $100 dinner didn't feel like $100 when the bill only required you to pay $10. The problem is the other $90 didn't just disappear. It stayed on your balance, waiting. And while it was waiting, it was growing. This is where the power of compound interest enters the picture, but not in the way it's usually taught for savings and investments. Every month, the credit card company charges interest on your outstanding balance. If you only make the minimum payment, you're often paying just enough to cover the interest from that month and maybe a tiny fraction of the actual money you spent. The rest of the balance, the principal, barely budges. In some cases, the minimum payment doesn't even cover the new interest accrued, meaning your debt actually increases even though you made a payment. It's a slow, quiet process. You make your payments on time, you feel like you're being responsible, but your debt isn't shrinking. It's either staying the same or worse, creeping upward month after month. A significant part of why this loophole became so effective is that many people, through no fault of their own, didn't fully grasp the mechanics of compound interest on debt. The concept can be counterintuitive. How can paying $50 a month on a $2,000 balance mean you're in debt for years or even decades? It's because the interest is calculated on the total remaining balance, including previously accrued interest. It snowballs. A small balance from a few unexpected expenses can, over time, balloon into a massive, unmanageable debt. What started as a few $100s for car repairs or groceries can morph into thousands, all while the card user believes they are chipping away at it with their regular monthly payments. The math is deliberately confusing, buried in the fine print of cardholder agreements. Then the penalties kick in. Life happens. Maybe you forget a payment date, or an unexpected bill means you can't make even the minimum payment 1 month. The consequences are immediate and severe. A late fee is tacked on, instantly increasing your balance. But it doesn't stop there. Many credit card agreements include a penalty APR. Miss one payment and your relatively low interest rate can suddenly skyrocket to 25 or even 30%. Now the interest calculation that was already working against you goes into overdrive. The snowball starts rolling downhill much, much faster. One single misstep can dramatically accelerate the journey into deep debt, making it exponentially harder to catch up. The system is designed to be unforgiving. When you look at the business model, the logic becomes clear. Credit card companies don't make the most money when you pay your bill in full every month. They also don't make money if you default entirely, and they have to write off the debt. The sweet spot, the most profitable customer, is the one who carries a balance month after month for years on end, the one who only ever pays the minimum. This person, known in the industry as a revolver, is a perpetual source of high-margin revenue. The interest payments become a steady, reliable income stream for the banks. The entire system, from low minimum payments to high penalty rates, isn't designed to help you get out of debt quickly. It's structured to encourage and prolong it. The result of this system has been a silent crisis affecting millions of Americans. People from all walks of life, responsible people who work hard and try to manage their finances, find themselves stuck. They are caught in what's known as the minimum payment trap. They diligently send in their payments every single month, but the principal balance never seems to go down. It feels like running on a treadmill. You're putting in all the effort, but you're not getting anywhere. Decades can go by, and they might end up paying back 2, 3, or even 4 times the amount they originally borrowed, all in interest charges. This isn't a personal failure, it's a systemic one. It's the outcome of a loophole that has been fully exploited. And here's the most sobering part. This loophole was, and remains, completely legal. It's all spelled out in the terms and conditions. Those long, dense documents we all agree to without reading. There have been some regulations over the years to make disclosures a bit clearer, like showing how long it would take to pay off your balance if you only make minimum payments. But the fundamental mechanism remains unchanged. The low minimum payment, the high compound interest, the severe penalties. It's all still standard practice in the industry today. The trap is still set. Ultimately, it's crucial to understand that credit cards themselves aren't the villains. They are simply tools, but the system built around them, a system that profits from confusion and capitalizes on financial difficulty, is what has trapped so many. It's a system that incentivizes long-term debt over financial health. The problem wasn't that people were irresponsible with a helpful product. The problem is that the product was re-engineered to be subtly predatory. The credit card didn't trap people. The system did.